Navigating uncertainty is something that can be very difficult for many people, including myself. Although it is a given that we have no clue how the future will reveal itself, we often act in a way that attempts to control or define how the future will unfold. We won't do something if we can't achieve a sense of assurance that what we're doing won't have beneficial consequences. For example, who would go to work if they didn't expect to be paid for their time and labor? Would you write a book if you thought nobody would read it? Would you perform a solo musical performance if you thought you were incapable of producing organized sound such that the audience found enjoyment in it? Would you perform a character in a play if you weren't confident that you could sufficiently act in accordance with the script? Uncertainty can be daunting, mostly because we long for control. We find comfort in protocol. However, these longings and comforts are illusions. Black swans exist. Variables which influence our analysis and perception can change. Things we expect to happen fail to do so, and things we expect to not happen surprise us by coming to fruition. Emotions we expect to experience don't emerge. Emotions we attempt to avoid jailbreak out of absence like gangbusters. Due to uncertainty, we must relinquish control of our experience. The only thing we can truly control at the end of the day is how we act. We can control how we act in response to uncertainty being a reality that we must confront every single day. Further, if we were to be wise, we can align our actions such that we can reflect on them and recognize them to be in alignment with the good. However, due to the lack of control over what we experience, we can be faced with phenomenons like analysis paralysis and temptation. And the question I have is, can we model an approach to acting in the face of uncertainty such that we can consistently model good actions despite these phenomenons? As a matter of fact, we can. Our first step is to identify our bias for what we'd like to see happen. Do you want a promotion at work? Do you want to establish a meaningful relationship? Do you want to invest in the bullish market? Do you want to own a home? Do you want to help ease the suffering of the less fortunate? Our second step is to identify the narrative. Are you a hard worker with experience in the position? Are you somebody with a worthy character of serving somebody, something you have to offer lovingly? Is the market showing discount prices and an intent to move higher? Do you have the capacity to maintain a house or property? Are you blessed with excess of something you can afford to give to the less fortunate? Our third step is to identify goals or targets. What's your ideal position or pay raise? Who is the person you like or love, and why? And what do you want the nature of the relationship to be? Where do you expect the market to trade to? What style of home do you want, and where is the ideal location? What is the category or demographic of people less fortunate than you, and what is considered successfully having helped them? Our fourth step is to model action. What will you do to convince your boss of giving you a promotion or raise? How can you serve your partner's wants and needs consistently? What do you need to see the market do in order to execute on a position? How much do you need to make to afford the home, and what should its cost be? How can you advise or aid the less fortunate according to their lack of suffering, or their lack or suffering? Our fifth step is to embrace the uncertainty of how your actions will relate to the future outcome. Accept that it's possible to fail getting a promotion or raise. Detach your sense of value from the emotions or presence of the person you're in a relationship with. Accept that your investment could result in a loss. Accept that you may be outbid on the desired home. Accept that your aid to the less fortunate may not solve all their problems or even solve the problem you're attempting to assist with. When you have gone through all these steps, you can reflect on your journey through the process and how it built your character and or why the outcome became what it was. And if you can follow all of these steps, well, congratulations. Uncertainty didn't stop you from finding meaning and fulfillment. You just looked uncertainty in the face and you modeled your actions not only in accordance with your interests, but in accordance with what would ultimately be considered good. You didn't submit to analysis paralysis. You didn't cave into temptation. And at the end of the day, when you reflect on, regardless of what the outcome is, you can maintain a sense of fulfillment that even though the outcome that you were pursuing didn't occur, or even though the outcome you were pursuing did occur, your sense of meaning and purpose did not come from the achievement of that outcome. It didn't come from your success or your failure. It came from the fact that you embraced the uncertainty of life and you chose to make order out of it.